Hey guys, today's a new day. Apparently, yeah, that is. It's a new day. I think this is the fourth one of these things, and you know, I don't know if I'm increasingly uncomfortable doing this, or just ride the bike downhill and see where it lands. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. But hey, look. So I was talking about we're sort of starting off this INFJ thing, born or created, INFJ Bc. I can be a case study for you. I'm gonna give it a go. So we're starting off with some of the younger memories, the younger sort of scenarios and things like that. And one of the ones I just thought of, gee, you know. So I did sort of say, a bit of a noisy home life type of thing. I was the oldest child of a couple of young people that were growing up in a drinking culture, in a heavy drinking culture. I mean, back in the early 70s, and hey, where I'm from, that was. You learnt to drink pretty good. It was a big deal. It was a big deal. And lots of things can go wrong, if people haven't dealt with a few of their emotions. By the time they've come into another relationship, So I wasn't my mother's first rodeo. Yeah. She had to leave school when she was 15 to go down and have a baby, because they didn't, you didn't have abortions back in those days, and she had to go down somewhere else where her family was, and she was supposed to get that baby back later on when she was able to, or something like that. And it's a whole lot of stuff that no one really talks about. There might have been other dramas as well that might have made her a bit of a fruit loop, but it's my mother. I can talk about her I don't even talk to her actually, because she's I've given her plenty of chances. And INFJs, right, a serious INFJ will burn you if you've pissed them off too many times, if you've let them down, if you've been untrustworthy, if you're being a dick too many times, even if it's your mother, you will get toasted, right? Done. So, cold, yeah, that's me. That's what makes me a true INFJ. And like I said, 2.5 years ago, I didn't know nothing about this stuff. Nothing at all. Anyway, so drinking culture, young. She was, she had to go and have this baby, and the family sort of took it. She was supposed to get it back later on when she was able to have, a decent sort of family life. And she found me dad, and hang on, I'm processing here. Did she have me? Did she get pregnant with me? Because it was pretty much said to be a shotgun wedding. Did she have me just so that she can get that kid? And what happened though? They didn't give him back. And they didn't let her see him. They probably did their job to destroy her reputation or something like that, or and with the kid and all that sort of, all those games that people play, right? And so it did her head in big time. That did her head in. So she felt that baby had been stolen, and she probably did some underhanded things, probably to get herself into a situation to be able to have that baby back. So some people might think that's resourceful, but it's probably not honest. And me knowing her, and I do, for the first 3 years, it was me and her. She brought me up. Man, did she teach me some stuff, we have these things called stickle bricks and Meccano and stuff like that. And I think parents, when they're first kids, they go hard out on all that flashcards sort of stuff. But I was also the first grandchild of my my father's parents. Technically not the first one, but the first one turned out had some sort of syndrome, and although she was sort of favourite, I was the favourite normal one. If an INFJ ever can be normal. But so there was some family dynamics that I'm trying to explore here, and so I was the oldest grandchild, you can sort of say by default. So I'd become a golden child, and mother had put a whole lot of effort into it. And like I was saying, I knew my mother pretty well back in those days because I spent all my time with her. My dad was out hunting all the time and with his mates, running a business and stuff like that too, and making all the money, building a business. And so, the rest of the time was drinking and hunting and stuff like that. So I didn't see too much of him, I suppose, in those first few years. But whenever he did come home, it got ugly, and I don't think it got ugly because of him. It got ugly because of her, and I know what she's like. Start things up, and there'd be plate smashing, and you wake up, you end up crying all night and that sort of thing because all this commotion's going on. You don't know what's going on, but there's just plates and bottles and everything smashed and holes in doors and stuff like that. And I've never seen my dad hit her, but I've seen her do things that are probably way worse than hitting, and not just with grown-ups, So when she loses her shit, she's a cunt, seriously. So I'll save that word for the good things, right? That's my mother. But so I know her, and I think there was some issues there. So there might have been some, there was some turmoil and lots of family thing. But on the other side of things, my grandparents are the best people. On my father's side, are the best people in the world. On the mother's side, I might get to that one another time, because that might explain why she was, there's always a reason for these things, INFJs, you look at all the details and you take things into account and you try to let things slide a little bit if there's some reasons for them. But when people have cooked all their chances, they've cooked all their chances, and that's it. So golden child, grandparents, really good. Awesome role models. I had the opportunity to decide whether I was going to be good or evil, and the epitome of good was going to be those grandparents on my dad's side. But there's another bit player in this. There's my other auntie, not the one that had the kid that had some syndrome that sort of, anyway, that's not, it's a really rare one actually, but it's not what you think. But my other auntie, the next one down from my dad, on my dad's side, had a good looking boy. movie star sort of stuff, and straight A's and all this sort of stuff, and within a year or so of me, so he's only a year younger than me, and it's like, how come I get to be the golden child, and my mother's such just a mess, they're looking down on her and all this sort of stuff, and so my mother's got a chip on her shoulder about all that sort of stuff as well. And but there's a little bit of bitterness there that no one ever saw pointed towards me, that no one ever really got, or they just looked away from it. But even from such a young age, I could see it, I could smell it, they would say all the right things, but just with this little tiny undercurrent tone, and I knew exactly what they were saying, even as a little kid, I knew exactly what they were saying. So I remember my cousin's, I don't know, I think it was a 5th birthday party or something like that. So we're still talking fairly young here. So we were talking about, INFJ's born or created. Well, I had these instincts back then. And, us kids, because there was another younger brother as well of him, and I had a younger brother as well, but he might have been around, but it might not have been old enough to be able to play or something. I don't know. But there was 3 or 4 of us out there playing out the back of the farm. Something went on. I didn't do it, but something went on. Something happened. Someone got hurt or something like that, or whatever. And the other cousin, the oldest one, that was sort of, like the mother's thinking that I've taken her little boy's place as the golden child. He should be the golden. This hierarchy family bullshit. Oh, I tell ya. And anyway, they'd come back and pointed the finger at me. So I got the shit ripped out of me for something I didn't do. Now, you don't do that to an INFJ. You do not. So as a 5 or 6 year old kid, I ripped it back into them, to the both of them. And these are like solid farm people, bosses of, like he's the boss of the farm and stuff like that, and people working for him. He's a tough sort of bloke, and so both of them, I ripped into both of them, their parenting skills. In front, there's a 5-year-old birthday party, everyone's there, all the other kids and all the other parents are there, and quite articulately, I told them that they were bringing up their kids wrong. If they were going to go around and do something wrong and not take the blame for themselves, when it was, if they want to point the finger when it wasn't, blame someone else, then those are not the sort of lessons that you should be teaching kids. You should probably set some better examples. And I've got no time for you dickheads. I'm out of here. So this is out in the country. This is a 5-year-old party for farm kids and stuff. And so it's not just down the road. It's not suburbia or anything like that. It's we're probably 20 k's out of town. And I said, that's it. I'm out of here. And I left. They would have think, he's going to go sulk around the back of the thing or something like that. But no, I was out of there. So I was heading back to my grandparents' place because that was my little safe haven. Ran away from home one time. Ran away from school one time, and it's always going to their place. And now this is running away. There's all this stuff's like before 5. It would be 4 and a half maybe 5. Yeah. So that, anyway, yeah. And at some stage, all the parents, grandparents or something, someone said, "Oh, yeah. Where's he gone?" And not much come of it. It's like, oh, he must be hiding somewhere. Okay. But this tractor came up the driveway, and it's weird for a tractor to be coming up the driveway of someone else's farm. And the farmer said to them, "Hey, are you missing a little kid? Little 5-year-old kid or something?" And they said, "Oh, yeah, why?" "Oh, he's about 10 k's down the road." I was gone. I was fuck is all, and I was gone. And from that moment on, some of those people, that family, although they were very good to me for my dad's sake, later on when the parents, mother broke up, all that sort of stuff, they were very good to me. They were sort of more good to my other brothers, or some of them that they liked. They pick and choose. For my dad's sake and that sort of thing, but they always remembered that time, and so do I. And there was always little snide comments and stuff. So that little thing there, that was like standing up for myself, but in a way that I read everything about this whole situation all the people there, and they were bringing up their kids wrong. I gave them all the details of what they should be doing, and I'm 5. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough for now. I'll go back. More stories coming.